first thing that we need to discuss is that there's a hierarchy of how the warrior structure is. Bottom structure consists of militia and individuals that are basically the best comparison would be to the ancient Greeks' hoplite situation. A hoplite is a farmer by day, warrior by night type that has weapons that are passed down through the family if they're not rich. And the same situation happens with, in comparison to today. I like to say that the AR phenomenon is a very recent trend because that used to be not your granddad's rifle, but now granddad owns an AR, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm glad that that's appropriate now, because there's no such thing as gun culture, because it's warrior culture. It's just a tool. It's just like saying that for writers that pencils, there's a pencil culture. That's not real. So what we have to focus on is the things that build us and the things that impact us. And guns are just a tool. There are, in that hierarchy that I was just talking about, so we move up from militia and those individuals that are basically a hoplite status into the middle ground where you have your non-combative military, which goes higher to your combat arms, and then into the tier 1 assets at the very peak. So it makes it very simple to view warrior culture in that aspect. The other big issue with the culture and being able to identify yourself is the 3 principles of strength. And out of those, the very first is strength of body. This is very easy because in the military you see that's the primary goal, strength of body, all the time. You see there's a new veteran out doing physical fitness guru at least every week. And that being, it's okay. It's great that there's motivators, but you can be the strongest person in the world, and if you don't have anywhere to put that strength, you're useless. The next step or next process that has to go with that strength of body is strength of mind. Strength of mind really encompasses the individual should be learning every single day, learn something new. There's lots of NCOs that preach that, and as leaders, that's what we should be focusing on: strength of body, strength of mind. The third is something that's a lot harder to nail down. It's also harder. It's not something that you can really work on too much, and that's strength of spirit. In the Corps, we call that having heart. So when your body is failing you and your mind is telling you to quit, your heart pushes you on. It's that spirit, your soul, that's driving you forward. So as that pyramid from the bottom, from that hoplite and those militiamen up to that tier 1 asset, their spirit is actually stronger as it's going. That's what pushes them, because you have to look at like Navy SEALs and a lot of individuals that go into very stringent Rangers, MARSOC, SF. Those guys, they break their legs, their feet, their hands, and they're pushing through and finishing these rucks with massive injuries. And that's coming from evaluation of just regular infantry, not even any close. So the spirit's what pushes people through. So if you can nail down some of those aspects in yourself, you're starting to realize, well, in the circumstances of safety, and then you have to protect your family, you have to do things, you're going to see that there's certain aspects that may surprise you, and it happens fairly often to individuals when they're going through boot camp. They do things that they didn't originally believe they could do, and that's part of warrior culture, is to keep pushing yourself. So out of this video, I wanted to really discuss what it takes to look inwardly and identify within a person. That's the main objective for this video. For the next video, we're going to discuss how we're going to tie all of this together and what the overall purpose was. So I want you to stick with me, and I thank you for being around this far.